Hello student, today we are going to study about types of physical quantity. In previous class, we were discussed about the physical quantities. That means we are discussing about two types of physical quantity, that is fundamental and derived. But when the physical quantities are invented, then they are divided into three groups. These are vector, scalars, and tensor physical quantities. That means all the quantities in either vector, in physics, either vector or in scalars or in tensor. Now let's see on the board. Types of physical quantity. At that time, physical quantity is divided into three groups. They are vectors, scalars, and tensor quantities. This one, first, second, and third. Actually, those quantities are taken as a vector quantity which have both magnitude as well as direction. That means those quantity having a proper direction and a specific numerical value is taken as a vector quantity. And those quantity which have only magnitudes, no any specific direction, no any representation of directional arrow, they have only numerical value, are taken as a scalar quantity. And some of the quantities at that time neither be vector nor scalars. They are just a ratio of same physical quantity, like density by density, like height by height. They are taken as tensor quantities. In physics, there are a few quantities which represent the tensor, but there are so many quantities are scalars, so many quantities are vector. So as a definition, when we define vectors, then we can say that physical quantity which have magnitude, both magnitude as well as direction, are called vector quantity. Those physical quantity which have only magnitude are called scalars quantity, and those physical quantity which is neither a vector nor a scalar, only the ratio of same physical quantity, is called tensor quantity. Now, if we separately see the example about these scalar, vector and tensor, then we can say that like force, like acceleration, like velocity, like momentum, they all are the vector quantities. On the other hand, area, volume, speed, mass, electric current are taken as a scalar quantity, and relative density, magnification, they are taken as an refractive index, we can also say. They are taken as the tensor quantity. Now we are discussing about here about electric current. In that time, electric current is taken in a vector quantity because that quantity have both magnitude as well as direction. We know that electric current is such a quantity having a proper direction. That means it flow from higher potential to lower, and that quantity have a magnitude. So it is at that time listed in the group of vectors. But when the new formula, new observations, new criteria is applicable for the vector quantity, then it is found that electric current doesn't obey the rules of vectors. That means there are so many rules of vectors, like additions of vectors, like subtractions of vectors, like multiplication of vectors. So it is found that electric current is that a quantity which doesn't obey the rules of vectors, like multiplication, like subtraction, addition, etc. So that electric current is taken or replaced from vector to a scalar. So nowadays we define vectors, those quantity which have both magnitude as well as direction, and also they follow the rules of vectors, are taken as the vector quantity. And those which have only magnitude even they have electric current is an exception, even they have a direction but they doesn't follow the rules of vectors, are taken as a scalar quantity. And those quantity which is neither vector nor a scalar but just they are the ratio of same physical quantity, like relative density, magnification. Relative density is the ratio of density of the body by density of the water. Magnification is the ratio of height of image to height of object. And refractive index is the ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in any medium. So they are taken as the tensor quantity. These are the types of vectors, which is a just introduction part in our classes. Thank you.